Okay, so we're back for the final video. This is Aretha's turn, and then we'll just do cleanup and sign off, and that is the Avatar Assault. So let's get in this. Let's not delay. Okay, I'm not going to use this yet because I'm hoping I might be able to draw a green mana next turn. Okay, so it is now the final dude's turn. We know it's a dragon. And this is a pretty easy turn. We are going to go Le Blam. That allows us to use an additional die from the source. We're going to use Le Blam. And we're going to take a white mana. Target enemy loses all fortifications and resistances, and we get ranged combat 2. Oh wait, before we do that, we need to work out our attack. We get 3 damage here, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus this guy gives us another 10. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam. Wow, these are wounds we already had in hand. So there's quite a lot of damage to deal with here, but we're going to do expose, loses all resistances, and range attack 2. The range attack 2 is not going to help us, but we can then go bam, le bam, I guess. Target unfortified enemy does not attack, so this guy doesn't attack. That clears 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Green to white. We haven't used our polarization yet. We don't even need to because we can go boom. Oh, that is polarization, isn't it? So that's a green. So we've made, again, we're doing the same thing. All units you control have now 4 resistances, which means we can take 1 wound and clear another 3. 1, 2, 3. We've taken 6 wounds, 3 wounds, which means we're not knocked out. And now we can attack back. And we cannot actually produce really any damage at all. We can do this, plus discard one of our wounds as a red mana using invocation. And that gives us 9 attack, but we have to take a wound into our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still not knocked out. And that's 9 damage. And we are at 11. We only need 4 damage to actually kill this guy, right? This guy is 14 to kill. 9. So even if we discard that for 10, we are not enough. So if I set this to 1, what is it? It's elusive, so we just need to do 6 siege attack and block 3 damage. 3 fame for everyone who actually knocked this off a peg, right? I wonder if that's 3 fame for every time you knock it, or 3 fame for only for the first time. I have to look that up. Whatever. So we can't kill this dragon is the problem. So if I do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've still got to block these 2 8s. If only I could figure out a way of not using this unit. I don't think there is one though. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. So that is the way it's got to go. That means I don't even really need to... Still need to take a wound regardless, right? Take a wound to do 5 attack, take a wound to do 9 attack. I can do 4 attack without taking a wound. So if I just, boom, discard that. That is 4 attack, which is all I need to knock this down the last peg to 6. Okay, so let's recap all that action for you. Okay, I don't even need to use the mana thing, I don't think. Remember, we start with a gold. We start with a gold mana. We have to deal with the dragon. So 2 8s at fire. 2 8s at fire, we have 3 blocks, so that is another 3. And this will produce 10 damage, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all the damage we have. We cast Expose with a white mana from our inventory. That gives us, that makes target enemy loses all fortifications and resistances, which is this, the dragon. And then we actually do this, which is target unfortified enemy does not attack. So that stops that damage completely. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we do this and we pay with a black die, which we use polarization to be gold. We don't even need to do that, do we? Because we've got a gold mana we still haven't used. Well, I'll see if I use that later. Anyway, so we do that. And all units you control gain all resistances this turn. That means he gets hit for 8 fire. He's got 7 fire resistance. So that becomes 8 minus 1 is 1 damage, which means he gets a wound. 1 minus 7 is no damage, which means we remove another 1, 2, 3 damage. Then I play Blood Rage, and I'm playing it with a gold mana, which activates a second ability, which just gives us 4 attacks, so we don't need to even take a wound. So that doesn't kill the dragon, but it does kill an extra damage on here. 6. Boom. Avatar is dead. Right, I've back from the editing. I've edited all the turns. I picked up a few errors, which I think I've corrected. And there's probably a ton more, but I think I did all right. But I want to continue from here because there's a couple of things. One, we actually have to knock this 1 more point. You actually have to do 13 hits to it because at the moment, well, we've done 12 hits, right? It starts at 12, so that's no, that's right. So we've actually killed that guy. But what I just remembered is that this guy here is actually got no resistances. So the dragon has no resistances at all. Now, the 2 range attack doesn't help. That just fizzles because we did this during the siege attack, before he attacked, right? So we only need 4 to kill the avatar, and we can produce 9, 10, 11, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, so if we do it like this, we can go play this sideways and this sideways, and I'm going to choose not to even use that gold because I want to discard one of my wounds for a red mana using this thing. So what this means is we've produced, and we have to take a wound into our hand, but we're still 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only taken 4 wounds this round, so we're not knocked out. And that means we've produced 9, 10, 11 damage all at once, all without any fire attack. And we're going to combine the avatar with this guy, so that's 7. And we only need 4, of course, for this. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is exactly what we just produced. And this guy doesn't have physical resistance because of expose, so he is actually dead, as well as the avatar being dead. So I can chuck this up here, and he can take 6 extra points, and he also levels up. So we just go blam and blam. We're definitely going to... Ooh, siege. We might need that. I think I'm definitely going to take this, though. And he is going to take... We need the move. Oh, I'd love to use this, actually. Play this card, play another action card. Use the advanced effect of that card 2 times for free, then throw away the card. Versus move 5. Yeah, I'm going to take Mountain Law. Plonk. Plonk. Okay. So, that is all done. Now, I've put a post on Board Game Geek. No one's replied in the time it took me to edit, unfortunately. See, what we've technically supposed to do is every time you knock this guy down 1, you're supposed to put a token on here. So he did 1 damage. This guy actually did 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy did 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Really got a... Such a shame I didn't wait until the mod was actually finished before I... 1, 2, 3. Oh, there it is there. Boom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He must have done 3 damage as well. I think he did. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Did I count wrong with my hits? He did 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He definitely did 3. He definitely did 3. And he only did 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I just can't count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So that is how we're supposed to have done it. Now, the question I have on the forum is, this guy, if you look in the center, he's got 3 fame. Now, am I supposed to get 3 fame for every time I place a shield, for every sort of thing I knock him down? Or do you get 3 fame if the whole avatar dies? I can't remember. I really don't know. I've put a question up, so I'm just going to ignore that last set of fame. And if it turns out that's the way it worked, we're going to do that next turn. But for now, we're just going to finish up the turn that we have. So we've got to do clean up now. So now everyone can return their dice to the source. This guy did not use any dice. Oh, yes, he did. He used 1 dice, so it's up here. So that's LeBlam. This goes back up here. One, two, 3, 4, 5. And then he has to go backwards, which means he takes 1 wound because we still have 1 lone unit in that city. Which means he takes another wound, which means he gets knocked out. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we've already got, you know... Does that mean he gets knocked out? I don't think it does. But he's got... it's outside of combat. I think it still counts for combat. So that's... Fortme's knocked out, but it doesn't matter. He's got no cards in his hand. This guy... This is destroyed. This is returned to the source. This is returned to you face down. All these tokens here are destroyed. And he also has to move backwards. Actually, I should have done Wolfhawk first. But he also has to move backwards, which means he also takes an extra wound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's still not knocked out. Wolfhawk. Blam, we use... Look at all the mana we used. He did not actually use a die. This one was in his hand before the turn started, so it doesn't count. It doesn't really matter. He does have to go backwards. I can't remember where he was. I think he was here. So he gets one more wound. He's not knocked out though. And then this person is actually dead. Bam. Oh, it's hard to see, so I'll just stick him on. And I'll have to make a dead graphic for that. And then this guy is also done. She gets knocked out. She gets pushed back one as well. She gets one more wound. She's still only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds from this combat. She's not knocked out. And she finishes her turn on a glade. So she actually gets to delete one of these wounds. And that is the end of the turn. We then advance the deck. Boom. And that's it. Now these people have all had their turn, so the next person's turn is here. And that's pretty much the entire game. Well, the entire round. We spent a little too long preparing. This guy is still in here, so we now have to kill this guy to take that city. We've taken out the avatar, but we haven't. Just going to do that so it's easier to see the tokens. We've taken out the avatar, but we haven't taken out the actual the last defender of the glade. Anyway, I'm going to call it there. That was an incredibly long turn. Lots of stuff going on. I've probably made a million mistakes, but with any luck, it'll be fine. Now what we've got to do is somehow get all the way up in the last turn to Necropolis and do some kind of damage to this guy before the end of the round. Now, if we're lucky... That's like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 9, 9, and 3 rep is a possibility. So everyone might get to level up again. I don't really know. We'll find out. I'll wait for someone to answer me on the forum. But there you go. That is the Avatar Assault. And if we attacked a turn earlier, if we attacked 2 turns earlier, this deck wouldn't be so depleted. We'd actually have the chance to get halfway at least up the map and maybe even get some heals happening and have a go at the Necropolis. But I'm not sure we'll be able to take the Necropolis next turn. We might. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll give it a go. But that is that, and I will see you guys.